Hey, hello, good morning, everybody. So yesterday I started to work on this deck. I've been kind of thinking about Izzet in general for a while and contrasting it with the Dimir deck. And I think all of this really spawned from one chatter saying that the problem with Dimir as an archetype is you just have no card draw. If you are running into an opponent who is familiar how to play against you, they're leaving up removal spells, they're stopping you from getting a frog or an Oculus in play. You can just kind of not ever get ahead. You just straight up have no card advantage. And so I've been thinking for a little bit that being able to play Tamiyo Iteration Unstable Amulet alongside Discharge and Unholy Heat, and Discharge and Unholy Heat are like super important because they can actually kill Frog and Oculus, they can kill Flage, they can kind of kill anything. Um, this does seem like a pretty good shell. We've played this kind of shell before. We've played a ton of wizards on this channel, and I don't know. Yesterday, I just kind of made the decision to let go of the wizards, let go of the twin. Like the good cards in the Izzet archetype are all like 1 and 2 mana, and it seems like trying to lead into Exarch Twin, Snapcaster Flame of Anor, um our theoretical Kozilek's command builds too are it just the good cards are the low curve cards. I've also been part of this idea too is that Unstable Amulet is a pretty underplayed card. I think this is a card that we were doing pretty well within our initial MH3 testing, but the Wandering was legal, and if you're going to play a card advantage spell in Modern, it's kind of tough to play Amulet over the Wandering, it seems. But Amulet is still a pretty dang good card. Like I think it's something I'm still really wanting to work on. So if you don't remember this one, enters, make 2 energy, tap, pay 2 energy, exile top card of your library. You can play it until you exile another card with Amulet. What's awesome about this, if they kill the Amulet, you still get to keep the card. You also get to deal your opponent 1 damage when you play a card exiled from Amulet or Expressive Iteration. And your amulets are actually a big part of your win condition here. Like if you just get 2 of these in play, you're going to kill your opponent. Um, which is really nice. Amulet was great for me yesterday, and so was Iteration. I even think that we're kind of re-entering a little bit of an Expressive Iteration metagame. I in a big way feel like I've kind of forgotten how exactly to build with card advantage in mind, or like selecting card advantage spells. It's been tough. Like the ring has really made me kind of like maybe not lazy, but it's the ring has just been like the de facto card advantage spell. So like maneuvering around it has been so different, so weird. But yesterday I played against Energy, I played against Yogg, and I played against Black White. And just this build being able to top deck Iteration and top deck Amulet with so many just like 1 mana answers was awesome. It was really really good. Tamiyo was great too. Tamiyo what's awesome about this deck too is like every single card just plays great when you curve out at 2. Iteration, Amulet, Tamiyo, um, Channeler, all of the 1 mana interaction spells. The fact that the curve is so low, everything just plays so well together. So I don't know. It's early. Like I'm 3-0. I could be off, but I'm also going to YOLO this in today's challenge, which is starting in like 53 minutes. So I'm kind of hoping that we can finish this league before the challenge starts. We'll see. Are the gifted subs or an option to get deck tech? No, unfortunately, this option was something we had for a long time, and the deck techs I think have just um, not been good for the stream, and we no longer do paid deck techs, no longer do channel point deck techs. However, if usually like if we have some down time in between rounds of challenges, that's like usually when I'm really interested in taking a look. Now, I do think Izzet is kind of naturally not great against Eldrazi game 1, so I'm very prepped for it in sideboard games. We'll see if we can steal game 1. Why Kozilek's return to Pyroclasm? Yeah, kill Sanctifier. This is a pretty simple formula chart, I think. Sanctifier Vec sees play in Modern right now, thanks to the Orzhov deck. If you're an Izzet deck, you should just play Kozilek's return instead. Um, for me, it's just that simple. Additionally, like I have been even liking the Kozilek's return more than Pyroclasm. Like when I played against Energy yesterday, the instant speed on it was just like I just was able to kill a Ragavan, and I was able to like time walk my opponent because they couldn't they didn't get to immediately deploy anything else. I guess I'll tap this now for Bauble. Okay, another Channeler, so I can go double Channeler next turn, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I even am starting to think that the 3-mana instant speed deal 2s are just better against energy than the Pyroclasm is. Alright, cast a Channeler, ping for 1. Tap the Amulet again. Another Steam Vents. Seems fine to play this here. I think I'm main facing this for, because finding a Bauble would just be big reward for main phasing. Has there been an Omnixilus Captive Keeping deck goes wild with Amulet? That's the 3-mana one. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that like Mardu seemingly never went back to trying that card, but I've also not seen it, no. Oh, don't like seeing that one. No, it's the 4-mana creature. Yeah, I guess I just don't know that card. Tough to not have had Delirium, huh? Again, this is definitely not going to be a good matchup game 1. Let's go ahead and expressively iterate here. Okay, this card, 4-mana, 4/3. Not usually a very modern playable card. Flying Trample. Whenever one of our opponents lose exactly 1 life, put a counter on Ob. Exile top card of your library until next instant, play the card. Yeah, this card, to me, seems to be one I would deem completely unplayable. Okay, so my opponent's hand is Devourer 3 mystery cards after they draw. Looks like a Myco Spawn. I love how my experience with Magic now is watch Spike stream, try to build a deck in time was fail, rinse and repeat on daily. Go play some Modern. Okay, so we're getting bogged here. Have I had trouble flipping Tamiyo with all these non-draw card advantage spells? No, Tamiyo just kind of flips herself, and you still have Bauble and Tune. Sorry, We Cry Together came up on my playlist here. This is not a stream song. Morning, Simon. So let's go ahead and exile that K return. Play a Tamiyo. Play a Delta. Pass. We really want them to devour not the Murktide, of course. Is flipping Tamiyo quickly even that important? I mean, it's really good when you can. This deck can. But yeah, it also isn't, I agree, not that important all the time. Something you like to be able to do, I think. Something I might do here is like sack my Lantern next turn and sack the Clue to bait the Devourer if they don't cast it. Hoping to get Delirium back online soon for the Myco Spawn. There's a artifact. And then there's an instant. So this lets me flip the Tamiyo and get and then cast the Heat on Myco Spawn potentially. It's also possible that I'm gonna want to Soul Guide Lantern my opponent's graveyard to keep them off Emrakul. Right now, Emrakul costs 11. They have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's still a little ways away. Tap the Amulet here. A copy of Expressive Iteration. Again, I know they have a Devourer, so I'm just going to flip the Tamiyo in an attempt to kind of make them cast that Devourer. They have 2 K returns here. Sure. So now I'll definitely be popping this Lantern this game, but I don't know exactly when that'll happen, I suppose. This Rumble is looking kind of counterspellable here. Let's see. So 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My opponent would need to mill 3 new card types to cast an Emrakul. I guess we'll let it go. They reveal Rumble, K-Command, Worldbreaker, Eldrazi Temple, Talisman of Impulse. They choose the Worldbreaker, predictably. I know you said this matchup is bad. Can you talk about where you landed on no main deck Consign? No, I don't know how many times I need to like play a counterspell deck that I'm not main decking Consign. And then I go, the Eldrazi matchup is bad because I'm playing a counterspell deck. The Eldrazi matchup's gonna be bad, even if like I don't know. Is this everything's got a cast trigger? Like this is modern. Like, can you really main deck Consign in this metagame? I don't think so. Like, it's just kind of bad against a lot of decks. Game 1. Let's sideboard the sideboard cards. I don't know. It's been a pretty constant dialogue tree that I'm getting kind of tired of. So get our opponent down to 9. Again, they still do have that Devourer. I'm gonna bobble myself with the fetch land scry here. Suju chance 7 months to go back. And yeah, first stream of the new house. Let's go. I can tell how long people have not been here by if they are asking where I am. Wasn't down a choice to screw us. It's okay. I don't mean to be too snippy, but we've just had this. I've just had this question a lot lately. But yeah, I'm just sideboarding the sideboard card. Consign. I'm not main decking Consign because it sucks most of the time. Like it's just, or it maybe sucks most of the time is a hyperbolic, but it's just not a card I think is main deckable. Dude, they are holding this Devourer. Is it gone somehow? Like, wait, I see a Devourer in exile here. Okay, they revealed Devourer. They didn't cast a Devourer this game, did they? I think that's just exile to the other Devourer. Looking through the game log. Yeah, it should still be in their hand there. Why does an Amulet see play an energy? Think about it. Yeah, I think it may be better than Showdown of the Scalds. I'm not sure, but like, yeah, I can't really beat Cityscape, so ask them. As a Ninja player, it's not really all that great, honestly. Is it better than Showdown, maybe? We're for sure it's not better than Showdown. They're ripping off the top. Yeah. I'm surprised that they're not casting the Devourer. As someone sees places such energy, Fable, Spyro, and Scald see more cards. Sees more cards is kind of not true of Fable or Spyro. Like I think Amulet is like really reliably like 3 cards, but yeah, maybe we should show Showdown is also 4 cards and the counters obviously, but it's also 4 mana. Tough. Energy just not plentiful at Ringer Raptor. I hear you. No! I was not F6'd. Oh, no. They choose an Emrakul. Okay, let's go to game 2. I don't think we're very likely to win anyways. Tough one, though. Alright, so the Lanterns are coming out. I think we're playing like 2 Unholy Heats. And I was a little bit unsure about the number of snares. I was also kind of thinking Ghost Vacuum, but probably not wanting to vacuum. I think let's do 3 snares. Yeah, I think a lot of Amulet opponents there would have run out the Devour like 4 turns ago. Why Kozilek's return over Vampire's Vengeance in the sideboard? I'm really scared of vampires. I'm also scared of Sanctifier and Vec. Do you want to keep Lancer because of Worldbreaker? I don't think so. It would certainly be a consideration, though. Don't think we can afford another counterspell right now. Does black-white play Sanctifier? Yes. All right, pretty annoying to not find third land here. Any interest in playing Aether Hub to have a bit more energy? No, not in this deck. It's going to cost you more than it gives you. I'm not really sure what they would use on the Stonebrain here, but I think I should just snare. They rumble into a Sanctum of Ugin. Save me, Consign. Very unlucky to not, like, between, like, the Baubles and the Surveils, to not find a third land is just sucks so much, dude. Still playing a game here. Out of Consigns. For a 2-laner, this is pretty good. I don't know. I think this game is just so much easier if we had found the third land, but it is what it is. For reference, Dingo has 4 top 8s in a row with black-white, 0 Sanctifier. Okay, I love Dingo. Shout out to Dingo. I'm going to go to MTG Goldfish. Also tune here. I'm going to go to Orzhov midrange. The very first list has... Oh, none. Maybe it's just like some of the opponents I've had. I've been sanctified by black-white. I don't know if they're just off the card or... It's just been my opponents who have played it against me. Alright, good feedback. Here's a Sanctifier. I guess it is less stock than I thought, it seems. Still, I do think that the instant speed has been really relevant. Sanctifier is really rare. Surgical Frame of Cop is more common. Okay. I mean, still, the instant speed 2 damage is really nice. You also, like, just can't get caught with your pants down against Sanctifier. But yeah, I have also been Sanctified by them, so... Just like a personal experience thing, I guess. Vince an instant? Yeah, but I think just being able to get rid of Sanctifier if it shows up is so valuable, too. Okay, let's do a 4-1 prediction, try to finish this league before the challenge starts. Keep this. You really want to animate Overlord with Ember? Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I don't think Sanctifier is, like, super good against most of the metagame, but I would think that I would want, like, the first copy against Boros in the 75. Yeah, but maybe you don't need it so much if you have the Overlords too. White Orchid Phantom on top. I played the black-white matchup last night. I've got a couple Torpor Orbs in the sideboard for it. It was very fun. It was a great game. Although I'm actually like a little bit worried about this Phantom going after my red mana, although now I've drawn another red source. I lost game 1, I think, and then I won both sideboard games. I think we'll use Discharge, stock some energy. Just keep that in the deck. Oh, I guess I should have floated, right? Big Fluff, 56 months. Good day to resub. Every day is a good day to resub. Thank you, my friend. That's my last basic. I think I'm just gonna still get it out of the deck though. We need action, so I think I'm gonna do like this. It's really stocking up well for an Unstable Amulet. There we go. Little unlucky. I don't know. We'll take it, I guess. Hopefully they don't just ephemerate me. Spike, have I played Blackwood on stream? No, I haven't. Well, I've played Felia Overlord decks, yes, on stream, but it's been a little while since before they were like kind of popular. Although my builds are pretty different, probably not as good. I was always really in on Guide Pride. But yeah, since it's been popular, I haven't been playing it. Just like I'd never really say, all right, guys, today we're firing up this. I guess maybe we should have held up the snare last turn. Just like I'm never like, all right, gamers, today we're registering this stock popular tier deck. You know, it's not what we do here. All right, interesting to see if they'll trade Channeler for the Flicker Wisp. I think we're still doing pretty dang good if we can just draw a red source next turn. I want to see Felia Green Overlord in the Birthing Ritual deck. I just don't think you're very good at utilizing the extra mana, but maybe I'm wrong. It would be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and counterspell this, I think. We can snare an Emperor of Bones potentially next turn if they try to get it back. And it's pretty scary if they like get the Flicker Wisp back and they can flicker the Overlord. Nice, we drew the red source. I think I'm gonna get the amulet down this turn. It's just like worth 3 cards here immediately, basically. Or over the course of 3 turns, I suppose. Want to Felia White Overlord? Well, White Overlord sure does cost 4 mana to make 2/2/1s. The quality there is pretty low. But I don't know, it could be okay. Could snare Bailmord and Pending Cost? No, the mana value is still 5. It's kind of hoping to get an Emperor of Bones here, but not to be. Trawler's fine. Trawler's actually like kind of like the getting to discharge this and spending 1 of my 3 energy is just like drawing a card, basically. An untapped red source would be really nice. The amount that they're pausing to is making me kind of scared of an ephemerate. So am I really going to just take 5 here? I think no. I think I would be totally happy if they ephemerated the Trawler. And if they ephemerate the Phantom, it's not great, but I think taking the extra damage here is not recommended. Yeah, challenge in 30 minutes. Playing this deck. I'm feeling good about the matchup spread minus Eldrazi. Between Breach, Dimir, Boros, Black-White, and they say Boros Energy, Breach, Eldrazi, Dimir. It is pretty tough to feel like you're just good in all these matchups. I think it was a bluff ephemerate. Yeah, maybe. No basic Mountain versus Harbinger? No. I will try to play around Harbinger by holding up a 1-mana removal spell for it. Could hold this for another Phantom. Most of the list I've been seeing are playing just 2 Phantoms in the main. If they have a third, they have a third, but I think this seems fine. Why first Blood Moon over 4th Charmaw? It's part of my Amulet Titan sideboard plan. And there's like a couple other kind of obscure matchups where I want like exactly one Blood Moon, like creativity. Against some Saga decks, I'll bring in one Blood Moon. So it's still like an early draft of the sideboard, but I feel okay about the split. Also, like to some extent, like Charmel's not the best card to just have on turn one. So my opponent has a Solitude, probably, right? Maybe they have Solitude and Overlord. And they're thinking about what to do. Party Thrasher. I did like Party Thrasher, but for like I feel like this game has maybe been a good showcase of the idea of just every card costs 1 mana, and then Unstable Amulet and Iteration draws a bunch of cards, and Tamiyo draws those cards too. But so they're drawing Ophelia next turn. Would Magus not accomplish that better? Well, if you heard me right, like, which is maybe not, like I'm talking about bringing in Blood Moon not only against Titan Eldrazi, but I'm also bringing in some Saga matchups like Breach and matchups where like Magus is just like not very good, and creativity like Magus is much worse. You could play Magus like to some extent. Also, this is kind of a kind of a normal like sideboarding decision tree. If you think Magus is better, play Magus. But I'm in my very early iteration of this deck sideboard. I have one Blood Moon. We'll figure it out. What's the rationale behind Kozilek's Return of Vampire Vengeance? I didn't think we'd have this many questions about Vampire Vengeance today, but of course, if you see a Kozilek's Return in a sideboard ever, it's because Sanctifier and Vex are popping up. I have been Sanctified a bunch by Black-White. Apparently, it's not as stock as I thought it was. But still, if my Imperial Recruiter opponent maybe has a Sanctifier in their sideboard, I'm going to play it. And I think that is worth. I think that is worth the upside of not being just so incredibly weak to that card, and I think it's worth the upside of not getting a silly blood token. And what about the vampires, yo? When you draw your cards in the right order, the stick generates so much value. Yeah. I think with such a low curve too, it's like you've got a lot of good orders to draw your cards in. I don't know if the blue-red Verge lands would be better than Canals in this list when it's legal. No, you just need blue and red mana on turn one really badly to be able to kill like Guide and Pride. Amulet's so good though. It's like just one of the most underplayed cards maybe. And it's very good right now too, when games just become really scrappy. The blue-red Verge is base red. I think it would be pretty good in most blue-red decks. Oh, I just kind of assumed it was the opposite. I mean, not being able to play turn one Snare, turn one Tamiyo is still like pretty tough, but might be fine, yeah. I just kind of assumed it was base blue. Have we considered a Grixis version of this with Frog? Not of this like specific build, no, but you could build a Grixis build like this with Frog, I think. Maybe like Frog over iteration. Although to some extent also like I'm gonna oh sorry, I guess I can't. Oh, I could have amuleted this, dang it. Too busy thinking about Psychic Frog. But to some extent, a big idea behind playing a build like this is that the problem with Dimir Frog is you have no card advantage spells. If your opponent's like Black-White specifically is a great is this matchup you're watching right now is like why to play Izzet over Dimir, where Orzhov has so much removal, exile based removal for your frogs and your oculuses, that they have 4 fatal push, 3 fatal push sometimes, but they have a bunch of fatal pushes that like make it really hard to stick a threat. And so when it's really hard to stick a threat, you can just never get ahead. You can never get ahead because you have no card advantage spells. When you contrast that, okay, I guess they're gonna Solitude me, so maybe I just go to combat and then they cast Solitude and I tap this amulet. Okay, they're letting me attack. So yeah, so like just being able to have card advantage spells is unbelievably valuable in this in this matchup specifically, and like Breach maybe less so Breach, but That's the idea, I suppose. Rapture the 19th, think welcome back. Are we gonna see any speed decks when Nathan Drift comes out? It's unlikely, I think, but it's not. I think not impossible either. I don't really feel like playing this extra Sanctifier is overcommitting because I just have them at 2 with 2 amulets in play, so I'm mostly just digging for another energy card. But I'm not gonna not keep Iteration. You got to really nickel and dime to get to 20 though. Yeah, I don't think that's a problem with all the card advantage. You know, that's the exact kind of game I like to play. By that logic, what about Grixis then? Well, that's what's very, very funny about this comment is the start of this talked about being Grixis. The very start of this conversation was, Spike, what about Frog in this deck? And then I'm saying, well, this game is showcasing the reason to not be black because Orzhov has all of these answers to your Psychic Frogs and to your Oculuses. And being able to play Iteration Amulet is really good in this matchup specifically. And this is why I'm playing this build. And I'm showing you right now. And then the chat comes back to, well, what about Grixis? So I don't know, maybe you could maybe play Grixis, but I'm just trying to showcase the idea here. Okay, so I cut the lanterns last time, which aren't irrelevant cards, but not cards I really like too much. I think I ended up trimming the 4th copy of Tune the Narrative. I think when I brought in the Torpor Orbs, I trimmed the 4th Bauble. What else did I cut yesterday? I went down 1 snare, then I regretted it because of all the Emperors. This is like the exact same thing I did. I kept the Murktide in last time, but it is pretty bad. It's probably just not very good in this matchup. It didn't feel great yesterday. I think I'm down to cut it. I'm down to trim 1 more Bauble, 1 2. Oh, I meant to cut the tune there. I think I cut a Tamiyo also last time. Don't know if I like that. Let's try it. Did I test out any breaches for value to kill with Amulet? I did not. You know, yesterday I only exercised, built this deck, and did a 4-hour charity stream after yesterday's stream. Do you drop Counterspell? No, I think Counterspell is really good against them. I know that they not all of the lists are even playing Vile anymore, and even when they do, they're still like Ephemerate and Solitude and Hardcast Overlord. Like Counterspell is usually good against them. The right question is, what matchups does Frog or any other black spell improve and is worth abusing the mana for? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Torpor Orb was really good against them yesterday. Predictably. Why not play one of Mystic Sanctuary to recall expert? Oh, they are playing this for some grindy late game value. I know it's monocolored and just tap though, so it might just not make the cut these days. Sigh. Yeah, Iteration, Mystic Sanctuary, a tap land in Modern. You lose Spirebluff Canal. I would never play Expressive Iteration in Modern in 2025. You would never see me doing it. Tino with the 56 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Can you let the dogs in? I can let the dogs in. What 100 Ornithopter archetypes going to draft? Abzan Controls. That was such a fun stream. Or being so good against Black White makes you want to play Norn Energy even though it's unplayable. Maybe. I don't know if the first copy is so bad. You might even be able to board it in the mirror too. So against these White Orchid Phantoms, I'm going to be shocking in Steam Vince here. This hold the hand could be old frame and it's not. Oh, dang it. Should be using the Tamiyo account. You're playing Iteration in the year 2025. I promise you, I think it's good at this deck. I think it's getting better in the format too. The thing with Iteration and why it's been looking so shitty in every deck you see it in is it's been being played in decks with a bunch of like 3 drops, 4 drops, even with twins sometimes. Iteration just really shines when you curve out a 2. Is it Murktide? I have 1 Murktide in the deck, but I don't really feel like this is a Murktide deck. Isn't it wild that the Aether Vial deck plays no 1-mana creatures? I think it's fine. I'm still wondering if Aether Vial is going to end up being stock or not.
All right, we're pretty weak to a Bowmaster if I attune there, so I think we could probably chill. Yeah, you can play. So, like, when I was working on Orzhov before it was cool, I was playing Guide and Pride Novile. Because I just assumed that that was going to be the best way to build it. I think it's really cool that this Aether Vial Flicker Wisp Recruiter build has emerged to become, like, the stock version, and I think it's sick, and I hope it lasts. It's like, weirdly, I do think this build... You know what? It's kind of so bad if they just have 2 Fellies here. I was poking fun of you saying that when you made Mystic Sanctuary. I mean, I assumed you were joking. Wait, hold on. Oh, sorry. No, I did say Mystic Sanctuary. I was responding to someone saying, why not play Mystic Sanctuary in the stack? And I assumed that they were joking too. Let's just assume everyone is joking all the time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Unholy Heat this now so my opponent can't tick up the Vial up for Flicker Wisp. Isn't the stuff Flame of North sad? I agree that it's sad. Boy, has it felt good just not playing any freaking 3-drops. This matchup has also been top tier modern gameplay. It has been so fun. Graveyard for Delirium. Tamiyo's $50 basically as a breach. I mean, Tamiyo's a modern and commander staple, legacy staple, maybe. I'm assuming that card's great in legacy. And they find a Solitude. Again, I have Solitude and Ephemerate here. You said Expressive Iteration instead of a Mystic Sanctuary. I see. I see. They pitched an Ephemerate, so they're going to have another one. So I need to discharge in response to the Ephemerate coming down. It's kind of unlikely they have a third copy. I think I'm just going to go ahead and tune first. This way I get to tap the Amulet. Going to graveyard the Steam Vents. Not the best card to show your opponent, but it's okay. I was hoping they'd go after the Recruiter because I would get an extra energy, but... Yeah. Tamiyo's probably an awesome commander, and like Tamiyo's probably great as a commander, great great in the 99. Is that what people say? Okay, an Overlord. Oh, they hit a Flicker Wisp. Wait, they return Solitude? Okay, maybe they just have another Flicker Wisp, but the fact that they didn't want to just wisp this Overlord back is interesting. I'm playing this deck at the challenge today. I don't know. This deck's kind of new, and I think it's cool. Just into it today. So I think the second Amulet is going to end up being pretty important for killing opponents here. So I can counterspell a Solitude. Let's really hope they just don't have a Flicker Wisp here. I'm going to think they don't. Yeah, the way that they weren't like pausing at all. So then a Solitude, 2 mystery cards. Looks like a Witch Enchanter, maybe? Emperor. I wonder if they left in any Phantoms or not. I think I still have 1 island in the deck, so it seems like I can afford to get a basic here. I love when I have an idea on stream or for the stream and it's just kind of like immediately obvious I feel how good these iterations are in like this matchup, which is so popular. Kind of what it's all about. So I want to attack before I cast the orb. So if they decide to Solitude, I can maybe get the 3 damage in first. Would be really nice to save the heat for the Overlord once it impends. Have I cut across MTGO with this? No, I'm kind of excited to bring in Torpor Orb against it, though. So my opponent's last card in hand is Solitude. Yeah, I'm just going to heat the Felia. So I didn't see Selfie go 10th place with Mono Black K command. Same with building deck. I really think Bowmaster is in well positioned. I like Selfie playing a Saga as a thought nuts. Yeah, I didn't see Selfie's build. I would love to take a look. Oh no, Wrath Disguise. Actual disaster. We're still ahead, I guess. So that's good news. Also, this K return just stays. I'm going to cast this now, so it's basically +1 card, right? Because of the whole energy situation, and this will let me stockpile energy to kill this in 2 turns. Again, their last card is just a Solitude here. So I tap this, I go down to 3 energy, and then I will need the rest of it to kill the Overlord. I think that's okay. So now let me cast this extra amulet here so that this Bauble deals them 2 damage. So then a Solitude mystery card, and then they're drawing a Witch Enchanter. Put you down to 4. So there's going to be Witch Enchanter Solitude. So Selfie's also playing the mono black Eldrazi Temple command deck we were working on, but Selfie added Saga. No, Selfie loves Saga. Not playing the rack. Would expect Selfie to play the rack. Only one Trespasser is interesting. I was definitely finding that card to be quite good. Oh, I guess I could have just cast... I could have cast both K returns. So I'm just been... I guess we could just see if we find a 1-drop. Okay. Just gonna kill this. So hand is just a Solitude right now. Feeling pretty good. Looks like a cool build. I'm not like the biggest fan of playing Saga in these kind of decks, but I know that a lot of people are, and so if that's like your playstyle, that's your playstyle. All right. Oh, because of the counterspell in exile. Well, we'll just get to cast this K return and win the game. Unstable Amulet. Let's go. Sideboard Strangler is really cool. Looks nice. Yeah, I thought about playing, my take on this. This could be a little bit better. Although I might even just cut the Bowmasters for Trespassers. I feel like Trespassers is so good.
The fixed Ruby Storm list. I was listening to stream the other day, so the deck could not combo well. One Blood Crypt is pretty risky in your Rin's Resolve deck. Maybe it's not that risky, actually. It's fine, probably. Infernal Tutor is kind of sick. You can't play too many. I'm a big hater of March of Reckless Joy. Especially when you only have 2 Glimpse the Impossible. But cool. I top 8 my first challenge the other week, but completely lost my bottle and played awfully top 8. Do you have any advice on how to approach top cut Magic? Oh, you just have to play more and more of it and you'll get better and better. It's really, that's my only, like, strategy. Like, if you've lost your cool because you were feeling the pressure, like, that's pretty normal. And the more you play it, the more you top 8, the more comfortable you'll be. Oh, no, F6 value there. Thoughts on Unstable Amulet, a deck that tries to make copies of it viable at all? You've kind of brushed over seemingly an important piece of info. How in the world are you making copies of Unstable Amulet? I didn't know that was something a person could do. Oh, I have Island in hand, they have Plains in hand. It's kind of funny. They got 1 card left. I have 4. I have Amulet, they have Bombardment, Blood Moon. Phyrexian Metamorph. Yeah, I don't think trying to Phyrexian Morph Unstable Amulet makes sense as like a viable modern strategy. Remember your bombardment, opponent. Remember your bombardment. Deny me the 2 energy. There you go. 1 card left in their hand. It's another bombardment. Okay. Feeling pretty good. Kind of like a draw 2 here. One card in their hand. It's an Ajani. Now, they're not going to really be able to flip it super aggressively because of this whole Unholy Heat situation. Never mind. I'm a little confused. Why couldn't this have been my challenge opponent? So I get the Unstable Amulet. Million Showdown Gamer. I think I like the slide out the Channeler plan. I think this was solid. Let's try it again. Whoa, they sideboarded super fast. I finally figured out a new trick with doing Magic Online lag. They fixed the lag. The lag has been good. Hope your day's going well. Yeah, I'm off to a pretty good start, I think. We are 0-1 in challenge, but I'm pretty excited to play this deck today. Yeah, it seems like I forgot Dynavolt Tower again. Silly me. Yeah, the speed of it's been so nice back to playing a normal Magic Online. I forgot how good this client can be. Is Orb really all that good against Titan? Isn't it about as good or a little worse than Stonebrain on Titan? Whereas they can still easily win without the Analyst Loop. Well, the main reason I have Torpor Orb in my deck is not for Amulet Titan, it's for Orzhov. But it's nice that I can also bring it in and stop Lumra, stop Titan ETB, stop Analyst ETB. It's like I think you're maybe missing the point a little bit. Like I haven't played against Titan in like 2 weeks. It's still a deck that's on my radar, but and like Torpor Orb is part of my sideboard plan in this somewhat obscure matchup at the moment. Were they gonna cast this Tamiyo? They do cast the Tamiyo. Yeah, but I think you maybe missed a little bit of the point that it's not like I just have Torpor Orb for that matchup. It's for the Orzhov matchup, which is one of the most popular decks in Modern. Yeah, maybe Titan's more of a paper consideration, and of course, you might want to play more Blood Moons. But yeah, but saying worse than Stonebrain also doesn't make sense. You would play Blood Moon if you wanted another sideboard card for Titan. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. So I do have a vacuum for the Flage, but stumbling on lands is so tough. What needs to happen for you to bet another 24-hour stream? I don't know. I really don't want to do one. I really don't want to do another one. A tough sell. So maybe they'll flip the Tamiyo and give me the Tamiyo here. That'd be nice. This couldn't have been my challenge opponent. This is my league opponent, not my challenge opponent. Unfair. They flip an Unstable Amulet. They have the land to cast it. Come on, flip the Tamiyo instead. Oh no, they're thinking about it. It's okay, we all make mistakes, including me today. How's Tamiyo filled in the deck? I don't get it, but you're far smarter than I am. Yeah, you know what's kind of interesting is every time I play Tamiyo, there's a comment like this. How's Tamiyo? I don't really like Tamiyo. How are you feeling about it? I'm feeling about Tamiyo the same way I've been feeling about Tamiyo. Tamiyo is indeed a modern staple, an incredible card in the format. A card I'm very happy to have in basically any blue deck. You'll draw Tamiyo. Tamiyo is a 1-mana planeswalker that can win the game. Tamiyo can flip on turn 2. When she flips, it's really fucking good. She generates card advantage. You get to sack a clue, counterspell. I recommend, if you are not a Tamiyo believer, trying her out. I'm a big fan. But I do think it's interesting. I get a lot of comments like this, you know. I'd love to hear more about your perspective. They flip a canal. You can see my beautiful Athena laying outside. She is so cute. Although she was up all night last night. There's other dogs barking. Do you think Jeskai Energy is poorly positioned? Okay, they also don't know this interaction. Tamiyo's so good, your opponent will flip it for you. Because if Tamiyo leaves, she's going to come back to my side of the field. I think it's people wanting financial advice on whether they actually need to buy it. Yeah, maybe. They're like, man, Tamiyo's $50. That card must suck, because I really don't want to buy it. This deck needs Wandering Fumarole, I think for sure. Isn't there a better blue-red creature land that exists now? I would certainly not play that card, but I wouldn't want to play either card. And okay, this is gonna sound weird. Hear me out. Unstable Amulet is your Celestial Colonnade, your Wandering Fumarole. It just passively wins the game in a similar way that your creature lands would. I think it's because I see EI and Amulet. It makes me think Tamiyo's worse than that. Well, we also have Tude and Bauble, so you can flip Bauble. Tamiyo's also good if you like. She's just good attacking and making clues, flipping later. Tamiyo's just good. Tamiyo's also good with Iteration because you get to buy back Iteration. Like Iteration's actually a reason why I kind of like Tamiyo here. Okay, they surgical me. Alright. Don't play Dark Side be proved wrong here. Yeah, for sure. I hear you. When we play Party Thrasher, yeah, we had Chovered our first league with Party Thrasher. We're feeling unstoppable. Alright, got a few looks here to an answer for a Ragavan. No more Tamiyos though. Hard to say no to that one. It's a really interesting take on the deck. How did I get to it? So it started from a comment earlier this week where we had a chatter who said the problem with Dimir Oculus is that you have no card advantage spells, and I'm like, holy shit, this is so true. Now that black-white midrange is just one of the more popular decks in Modern, which is also a funny thing to be saying. But now that black-white midrange is one of the more popular decks in Modern, Dimir sucks against it. Like, they're just so ready to like exile your creatures, you can't unearth them, and then you have no way to get ahead. You have no card advantage spells in the deck. Your card advantage spells are your creatures, which is really bad against black-white, which is so popular at the moment. Okay, this is fine because I can counterspell the Flage and then Ghost Vacuum at the following turn. And so I started to think a little bit. I've also been thinking about Unstable Amulet a good amount in general. I think Amulet is a card that I've been really wanting to return to since the banning of the ring. I think it's a little bit of an underrated card. And so like those two ideas kind of combine together, I guess, where Amulet's underplayed, Dimir's bad because no card advantage spells because of the black-white matchup. And I'm 2-0 against black-white. We actually played against black-white on stream today, and it's just like it was like really clear that this dynamic was big. What would you sub away from the lanterns once the meta shifts away from needing as much graveyard hate? I don't know. It seems like the meta will never do that. As long as this Flage card is legal, you probably need to main deck the lanterns. I might even like want to main deck a Ghost Vacuum. Yeah, but yeah, it seems like as long as Flage is legal, you need to main deck lanterns, or hopefully they print like a colorless Nile Spellbomb. So they can escape the Flage before my lantern comes down, which kind of stinks. So I guess I need to hold up Counterspell again. I think the most important problem with Oculus is that you're incredibly passive turn one, mostly cantripping instead of playing threats, interacting with does everyone. I think it's a good point too, Yindrik. So they need to cast Flage before they do anything else, of course. Yeah, you could play Deep Analysis in Dimir. I like Deep Analysis a lot more when you have Flage in your deck because you have the like life gain to compensate, of course. Thankfully, they just drew another land. Vacuum it up. All right, I'll cast one of these dang iterations. Stop. I mean, actually keep giving them to me. Never mind. I think with them top decking, I don't really need to hold up Snare so bad. Like if they drew Amulet, I guess it could be kind of bad, but we could deal with the Johnny. Drew another land. Unlucky. Although maybe they should have. Maybe they're actually not unlucky and they're punished for not playing another. Oh, there's another Elegant Parlor in the yard. Never mind. So all my Tamiyos are surgical, so I don't need to worry so much about what I'm delving with the Murktide here, I guess. Could there be room for 2 Confiscation Coop in this shell? When that card came out, I spec'd on it. I remember I bought a lot of Confiscation Coops for like 10 cents, thinking it would be a pretty good card in Modern. Little did I know that the stupid 4-power Hydra was just gonna be like so good. I don't know. The card's unplayable Modern. I like where your heart's at. If the card is 4 mana, you could probably justify like 1 copy maybe. Okay, so 1-0 in the league, 5-1 in leagues, 0-1 in challenge. Spiker, not main decking Consign? You're not main decking Consign? No, I'm not main decking Consign. I don't think I'm gonna main deck Pest Control either. I think I'm gonna lead on the Tamiyo here. I didn't think much about Invert Polarity, no. Where I think mana curves are too low. It's not that good against Eldrazi either. With all their cast triggers. It's not bad either, but my whole idea here is I just really wanted a super low proactive curve and just didn't want I really strongly did not want to play any cards that cost 3 mana or more. Probably up against Hollow One here. Could Layla be good in the deck? No, I have playtested Layla in Modern. I believe that card to be unplayable, unfortunately. Quite cool card. Don't bowmaster me. You've been watching since 2020, Andrew. You're gonna bowmaster me? I don't think so. Scrounging Skywraith Husk. I haven't seen this card. Thank you for linking it. Okay, 2 mana, 1/2. Whenever you discard one or more cards, put that many counters on this creature and its cycle. So this is a 2 mana version of the Mako. Esther! Are you downstairs? You want to look at a magic card? Okay. What do you think about Scrounging Skyray?
Oh my goodness. What the heck? It's so cute. Oh my goodness.
I love this card.
What the heck?
I really hope the card is it's not going to be playable probably, but
Is that another preview card for someone?
yeah. It might just be like an image gallery card, but
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah.
Oh, it was called Fish Pirate.
That's the types. It's called
Yeah.
Scrounging Skyray.
That's awesome.
I think the overlords are creatures on the stack, Judd. Read my pet deck when you have time. I'm not a big Saheeli fan. Looks kind of cool to play the guide Mockingbird Pride package here. Can copy Amulet with Saheeli. Let's go.
What's
We
up?
found the
It's me,
shell.
your friend Aspiring Spike.
No. I've had 2 yerbas or a yerba and a half in one of these already today.
There was a yerba left?
Yeah. I mean, I had one and then you gave me like half of another one, I
Well,
thought.
this was like a third,
Okay.
fourth, maybe.
Okay. Sure, then I'll take another one of these.
No.
All right, I'm going to exile the iteration even though this turns off Delirium. I could get it back with the heat. And it's just 1 card lethal. Punished? I don't know. Do you think Voyage Home, the Affinity Draw for Soul for DFT, is playable modern, the blue-white opal mid-range shell? It's something I would like to try. I think that I probably would not... one thing is I'm not playing Thought Monitor in that shell already. I'm playing Thought Cast. I think this card is worse than Thought Cast. Thought Cast is just... the -2 mana has just been so good. So yeah, probably not something I'm super excited for. Okay, so they Graveyard of Phoenix, presumably with the intention to bestow and then block. I did not see this card. Is the full image gallery out? If the full image gallery is out, I guess I maybe will not stream tomorrow, and so I can do my YouTube video. By the way, so this is a Thought Cast that's a 3/4 flyer instead of 2 cards. If this was a 4/4, it would be so nice because of stupid. Okay, I think we don't have a good removal spell line here. But it would be so nice because of stupid Guide of Souls. Definitely not going to kill this main phase. Most of the gallery. It's not Thoughtcast, Somber Hoverguard. Well, I'm just comparing it to Thoughtcast because of the casting cost. Somber Hoverguard is a 3/2 6 mana value, right? Affinity. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I guess tentative plan. If all the cards are out, I'll do my video tomorrow. If not, I'll try to do the challenge tomorrow. I might do challenge and the Vintage Cube qualifier, or the Vintage not Cube, just the Vintage qualifier. So I want the snare. I want the vacuum. Through all these artifacts, we can go down to Bauble. Check out the Chally. Looks like 1 match still in progress. Hopefully we just win game 2 pretty quick here. Let's keep this. Ketchermos. Ketchermos will not be legal in Portland. Congratulations, I have saved you. I also really don't want to look at Aether Drift Brews. I know we're talking about looking at brews, but I really like to build decks with new cards, so I just try to not look when at other people's takes on new cards because I want to not be influenced. I want to be pure. Can you bring back the vintage Super League with my limitless powers? Wait, is the modern Super League thing still happening? I said I didn't join the last time. I was getting kind of burned out on it. Okay, round 2 is about to start. They also changed the name of Super League to MTGO Masters. But I would listen, if I could join the vintage Super League, I would. You know what I mean? But when they did the MTGO Masters, they just made it modern. I don't remember when they stopped doing that. I need to talk to Honorog. I guess maybe because Honorog had a baby, he's too busy to make tournaments for me. Honorog, give me tournaments to play. Put the baby down. Did they keep a one-lander? One-lander double Bauble didn't get there. Sad. I plan to play the main event, but yeah, they're illegal. It's my 10k deck. Okay, cool. Still, really prefer to stay pure. Just go in with a clear mind for the new cards. Don't show me the new cards. Oh, is this the Fleshraker deck? So, wait, what is Giralf doing here? What do you need Giralf for? That deck does look so sick, though. Unironically, I think I might play that one. I don't know why that would be ironic, I guess. No, don't bestow Detectives, Phoenix. I was doing so good. I was going to Unholy Heat this next turn. I lost my Murktide, too. And my match is starting. Okay, let's focus on the match. Challenge match. I've seen 18 goes on Sultai. Oh! I wonder if there's... Oh, this is the Altered Ego gamer. Cool. They were the inspiration behind the Sultai Splash and the Nautilus Nadu deck. I really hope I hope they're still working on this one. No. Sad. Okay, so Misty Rain for Forest is really interesting. You could kind of assume that they're not even playing red cards here. Seem kind of scared of Tamiyo. So are they're maybe like a Zurius Flicker, Bant Flicker? Why do I feel like I saw someone playing a deck like this recently? Thoughts on Leyline of Transformation and Nautilus Nadu? Is that card, what color is that? Card's blue? Sounds like incredibly sweet. Probably not all that good. They rumble into Aether Vial, Guide of Souls, Breeding Pool. Dingo's playing Bant for Eternal Orms Chant yesterday. Interesting. They choose the Breeding Pool. I've been testing K-Command Will Disrect. I think I've got some pretty sweet if I'm interested. I would be interested. We played a build of a deck like that like a long time ago, and I also felt like there was something there, but I didn't really tune it very well. I think I was a little bit too interested in that build in trying to make Ugin's Labyrinth good, because like the vision of Labyrinth to turn 3 Wilderness Reclamation on tap your Labyrinth was really cool, but Elder Deep Fiend, Null Drifter, just like not that good in your Wilderness Reclamation decks. Another Satora deck. So yeah, I think you're right for not trying to play Ugin's Labyrinth here. You don't have enough colorless sources in your deck. Like, you can only cast a K command if you draw 2 Yavimaya Coaster and Eldrazi Temple, but don't fear, because you can play Reflecting Pool. You can play Reflecting Pool as extra colorless sources. Don't think I'm going to counterspell this Guide of Souls, because despite what everyone says about Guide of Souls, this card does nothing by itself. Oh, they're Primal Prayers. Okay, I will counter the Rampager. Cool. The dialogue around Guide of Souls is very interesting, because one of the most common things I see people posting about Guide of Souls is the card. They say the card literally wins the game by itself. These words are typed over and over. Guide literally wins the game by itself. And we just need to phrase this differently, because Guide does nothing by itself. How sick was 100 Ornithopters? It was a very, very fun event. Did I miss playing Iteration or just for this Izzet shell? I just think this build is good in the metagame. It's not that I was seeking out to play a specific card. Playing all these bindings is weird when only K command triggers it. I remember I was playing Teachings back when I was playing the deck. But yeah, this looks like this is a shell we can circle back to. Oh no, their 2-card hand was Primal Prayers Ranger Captain. So now they've gained infinite life here. I'm just gonna go to give them credit for it. Or I guess this also maybe just kills me. Guide plus literally any combination of draws that isn't purely flood wins the game. I guess I also don't even know if this is true. Guide plus literally any combination of draws that isn't purely flood. Like it's like guide plus 3 spells. So I'm being a little bit annoying with my nitpicky about this, I know, but like, can we just not say guide literally wins the game by itself? Because it's just like it's just not the case. is that fair? I don't know. K, they have a lot of toughness that's higher than 2. I don't think I'm gonna bring in the K returns. Although they do have, I'm gonna play 1. They do have Ocelot Pride. Like, can we just not describe it that way, please? Is all I've tried to ask. It's just like way more complicated, and I don't know. If Guide was broken by default, wouldn't we see in the Sewer deck? I mean, Guide is really good. I don't know if this is a great argument. Some people do play Guide and Sewer. When I was playing Sewer before it was cool, I was really in on Guide and Pride. But I do actually think the non-Guide Pride build is better for whatever that's worth. For Orzhov, I think it's better to not play those cards. Fine. I'm not even going to get the calculator out. I know we don't have the land quantity to keep that one. Not thrilled about the Multi 5 either. Think I put back Tune Counterspell. Maybe I really don't want to put back an iteration on the Multi 5. They're on a Multi 6. We did lose the human deck, but they conceded, so we're 1-1 in the challenge. Doesn't Guide Rampage not work? No, it does work because you can stack the triggers. Where you just leave the Guide of Souls triggers on the stack and you just respond by casting it over and over again. It was Esper Humans with Ephemerate and Satora. Pretty cool deck. So opponent's loop also nets them 1 energy. If you're talking about Guide plus Greenbelt Rampager, it technically nets them infinite life if infinite energy, and then you stop. 1 land Aether Vial. Hand bottom exile. Yeah, and that spot they could grab the Drake. They did grab the Drake, I think, actually. Aether Vial's so back, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, this is Satoro. I really want to hit a land, but I really want to hit a red land. It's maybe a little greedy to bottom there. Yeah. What can you do? Hopefully they don't have another Satoro. This is our second Satoro Guide of Souls opponent in in like an hour. This is very funny. Today we're kind of having the inverse of like a lot of times when it happens to me off stream where like off stream I played against with this as a deck Energy Yogg Black White, like which I thought like wow, this is a great gauntlet. I went 3-0, the deck felt great. And then we played against Boros with Unstable Amulet, which seemed like so tough. I think I could have maybe played a little bit better too. But Boros with Unstable Amulet was gross. Esper Humans into this too. So funny. But a lot of times it's the inverse. A lot of times I play against this stuff off stream. Maybe that's what I get for conceding round 2 of this league. They choose a Shrieking Drake. They're gonna presumably jump the Guide of Souls, I guess. What do you think of the Birthing Ritual Amalia Samwise combo deck? It's a little bit playable. I don't think that deck's great. I'm gonna cast the Iteration. It's a little bit risky, but because holding up Counterspell for Primal Prayers is kind of real. Getting really punished on these iterations too. Torpor Orb seems good. Seems like a little too dependent on the ritual hitting the cards. I don't know if that's exactly like the problem with Amalia combo because you do have like a lot of redundancy, but it's more so that you're playing, 2-3 card combos in a format with like a lot of spell snares and a lot of 1-mana removal spells, a lot of solitudes. It's just like I just don't think your combo lines up well against the format. I missed the deck tech to start. I'm sure you've been asked a bunch. Care to elaborate on the deck again and maybe on solo, Merc? We have gone through the deck a little bit. In general, I would like this. Like I don't know the Murktide. I just want one more win condition. I do not want to play more than one Murktide because I'm really interested in having super low to the ground mana curve, lots of card draw. And so this is like I'm 2-0 against Black White at the moment, and comparing this deck to Dimir is really important because they're occupying similar space. And like one of Dimir's big issues against Orzhov is that it's really hard to stick a creature. And when you can't get a creature in against Orzhov, it's impossible for you to generate any card advantage because all of your creatures are card advantage creatures. So all of your card advantage is creatures. But getting to play a lot of card advantage spells against Orzhov is a great way to fight against the deck. But like Dimir has like no way to get ahead. I've also been really wanting to play Unstable Amulet. Amulet's been really good today. But just having access to a lot of like Amulet is great, but just a lot of like good top decks, good card advantage spells is a great way to beat that matchup. I think it's also good against Dimir. I think it's nice against Boros. And when we're talking about Izzet in general, I think just playing a higher curve than this is just not possible. Like if maybe not talking about Murktide so much, but a little bit about Murktide is I just don't want to have big clunky cards in my deck. I think the first copy is good, big diminishing returns, unnecessary to win the game with. I might not even want to play the first copy. It's kind of a flex spot at the moment, I guess. But I just want to have the banger interaction, Heat Discharge. These cards are great. Spell Snare is great. Tamiyo, Jandler are great. We have our card advantage package here, and I don't know, that just kind of came together really smoothly. Yeah, well, Primal Prayer is looking kind of nice, although it tends to look pretty good against Izzet specifically. Funny enough, Amulet look great for whatever reason. The DRC delirium has not been happening. I wouldn't say it hasn't been happening.